We're live!
Hey, welcome to all new GenXcynics. I'm one of your hosts, Clary GXC, along with...
New. We weren't old before.
The cast is new, Axiom.
It's a new one every week.
Yeah. Okay, no more openings. I'm done. I'm tired. My patience fuse is gone. I just want to get through this, y'all. That's it.
I'm Axiom. She gave up halfway through the introduction.
Yeah, I'm done. So, Black Friday Blues, y'all. We're going to talk about our former retail experience, currently not having to deal with retail and stuff, and a lot of other hopefully exciting things that happened during the week, and including some of the Disney Plus Day announcements. And
yeah, we just watched that.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
And just getting ready for the holidays.
Yeah.
You know, I hope some of you, like us, decided to do a lot of early shopping and stock up because the pandemic is still going on. So we wanted to make it where we were less having to leave the house and burden retail employees during these tough times. And, you know,
during these COVID-y times.
Yeah. It was good to get a lot of this shopping done as early as possible, pick and choose what we could, and thanks to your parents, getting a lot of stuff for Thanksgiving as well, so that was nice.
Yeah, definitely nice getting. I mean, the stores don't look crazy busy. I think traffic was more busy than the stores being crazy, but that's going to change here shortly.
Yeah, the closer it gets to that dreaded day, the worse it's going to be.
And let me say, just as I did almost 14 years in my last job, and there is nothing that a retail associate dreads more than that Black Friday, or as I call it, Brown Thursday.
And I don't trust the ones that got excited for it at all. Those were weirdos.
No, and that was like, oh, you guys excited about the sales coming up? It's like, no, because I don't get to spend any time with my family now. I have to be here with you people, and I know you think that we're a work family, and we're not.
That's not.
You are strangers, and I am forced to contend with you
for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. The people that would call, because I had to do it I was a phone version of customer service for a few years. Not even that long ago, about 6-7 years ago. To earn some extra money, I took on a customer service job for a retail establishment. And the amount of people that would call and apologize for me having to work on the holidays, it's like, if you didn't call, you wouldn't even have to apologize. Yeah. And then you would get mad because something you wanted to be on sale or something that was very popular and we couldn't hold for you, you decided that apology you just gave me was null and void. I get to be yelled at then.
Yeah.
So it was not a good time, and I did not enjoy working the holidays at all.
No, that was I got to see that in person. I've had people actually, like, in the midst of the madness, be like, boy, I can't believe people, it's this crazy, man. I'm really sorry you have to be here. And I would just look at them and go, it's because of you. Mm-hmm. If you weren't here, they wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have to be here. Mm-hmm. I could be at home stuffing my face full of turkey and ham and then falling into a food coma, which is where I want to be. Mm-hmm. Not in the break room eating some thing that they decided to cook at the store. So I had to trust my dietary inconsistencies to a stranger's cooking.
My thing is, I feel like, especially growing up when we did as kids, everything was closed during the holidays.
Yeah.
There wasn't a Black Friday thing when I was really young. No. Stores were closed for the day before Thanksgiving Day, and some stores stayed closed the day after.
Yeah.
Because it was holiday time. It was a time to be with family. But I also grew up during a time where you still had one-parent households where one parent was working and one parent could stay home. So it's weird to me nowadays that everything's so focused on, oh, you got to get ready for Black Friday. And you're hearing about Black Friday deals in fucking August and July now.
Yeah.
And I know that we got to stimulate the economy by selling people crap they don't want. But it helps no one. And we watched that list of awful Black Friday things where people died and people were being stepped on or crushed to death. And I'm telling you, as a former retailer associate, I'll use the word associate, even though I didn't work for the company that uses the word associate, you'll get a better deal not shopping on Black Friday. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, don't listen to that. You can't say that. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there was a lot of deals that you could get after the sale that were better or consistent with that sale. It's just like Black Friday is just a way to get you into the store to spend money you don't have.
Yeah.
And to get you to buy stuff you don't need.
To do sales and really get a deal and not risk your health or sanity, Cyber Mondays are now a thing. Yeah. Most smart retail establishments have an e-commerce section. Mm-hmm. You can buy it online, get your sales, and get it shipped to your house and not have to deal with the crowds, the crush, or any of that stuff.
Yeah, and if you... It's the thing that it happens every year. There's always somebody that they come in and they try to get these deals on the last day of the sale. And it's like, well, what do you mean you guys don't have any? It's like, you waited till like the last minute to come in here and get this. It's like, plan ahead. If you know that somebody wants something and it's a hard to get item, you need to start like as early as possible.
And don't call us up asking, and I say us, like I'm still doing it. I'm not, thank goodness. But I had people call up, and this is why I'm not a fan of the series Frozen. And I know by saying that, I am going to get a lot of ire. But I worked retail when Frozen was a very popular movie. And one of the things they made was a Disney Princess Frozen castle.
Yep.
And I thought, by the way, the parents kept calling and harassing me and having me check every single store and they were in several states.
Yeah.
And this was how desperate these people were to get this castle. That was going to be like the dollhouses when I was a kid that were like wooden made and well crafted. When I finally got to see that piece of plastic crap that they called the Frozen Disney Princess Ice Castle, I was pissed more.
Yeah. Well, that's all.
I couldn't believe it.
That's all they make them out of now is plastic. Plastic parts that it's like those giant yard castles that we used to get that were almost just like
garbage to me. I'm spoiled, and I will say this wholeheartedly. Being a grandpa and grandma's girl, I got a wooden dollhouse. I got a really nice. I wish I kept it. And I already said if we ever had a daughter, I would try and get, because I know they make them in Germany still too. I would get my hands on an authentic wooden dollhouse. To me, it just doesn't make sense to be. And it was $99 that Frozen plastic.
And the problem,
castle.
And the thing that's so funny about it is the amount of effort that people put in to trying to find that, to go out and get it for their kid, and now it's probably sitting in a basement somewhere, gathering mold, broken, out in someone's yard, and the kid doesn't even look at it anymore. Yeah. And they made people's lives hell to try to find that.
It's the Tickle Me Elmo crap all over again.
Yeah.
I do not understand why these people get swayed by hot toys.
Yeah.
But parents act like a fool. The kid plays with it for a hot minute and then they don't even remember it. And for that stupid Elmo, because my kid was a baby when that came out, I buried it.
Yeah.
Because I hated the noise.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so mad that my grandmother was so obsessed with Black Friday stuff that she got out there late at night to get that for him. He was a toddler.
Yeah.
And he played with it a lot because it was annoying and repetitive. I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And Elmo disappeared.
Yeah.
I hated that thing. Yep. I still hate it.
It's weird. My brother wanted one.
She got him that and the Cookie Monster one. So it was like in stereo.
Yeah.
The laughing and giggling and noise. And I was like, these things are going to disappear.
Little Cookie Monster, I got to say, I like Cookie Monster.
You would have hated that toy. You would have hated that toy. It was just, they giggled. They made a lot of noise.
Oh, yeah, I know.
And like for a toddler, just over and over and over again, I made them disappear.
Like I said, my brother wanted one and he got one. I'm the youngest now. And
wow.
he wanted one and he got one. So I don't remember who got it for him. I don't think it was my folks. I think it was one of his friends bought him.
I don't understand. And they get people all the time, every year with that. Oh, you gotta have this hot toy. And
Yeah, it's like, you know what? It's like I've never wanted like aside from like I'm not counting like game systems because they always come out with some sort of video game system every year. Like, oh, it's the new PS4, it's the new Xbox 360, it's the new.
I remember getting the first NES system.
Yeah,
I begged my mom.
I remember getting the GameCube.
Begged her.
And I did something I shouldn't have done too, and I can say this because the retailer's no longer in business and they can't come after me for this. But when the GameCube first came out, I was working at Kmart, and we got a box of them in, and I put one behind the counter with my name on it, and I say, "Hold for Greg, I'll be in around 11 to come get it." And the funny part was that's not even the one I got. I went in there and no one else had come in to buy one, but I still got that GameCube. It's sitting right over there.
Nice.
And I was just like. It's like somebody, like later on, they were talking about people understocking, and that's technically what that is. If you take something, instead of putting it on the shelf and you hide it somewhere, it's understocking.
But you're still buying it.
It doesn't matter, because it's supposed to be put on the shelf for the consumer. That's why it's called, that's why they actually have a term for it. And I did it a lot at Kmart, because Kmart was not run well.
It was not a fine oil machine at all.
No, I did a lot of stuff that, like, you could not get away with at my other job, and it wasn't. I didn't do it maliciously. It was just like I worked third shift, so I had to wait till I come back in because even the store wasn't open when I left. I had to wait like 2 hours for it to open before I could do anything.
And that's the thing. It's not like you were one of those people that made stuff fall off the back of the truck.
Oh no.
Where I grew up, stuff fell off the back of the truck a lot.
Yes.
You were putting stuff inside to buy it.
Yep.
You know?
A lot of Digimon plushies went behind the board games that people would not buy. I was like, what's this? Shoots and ladders? No one plays shoots and ladders. I'll hide these guys back here. I'll be back for you later, V-Mon.
But that's the thing. Being a retail employee, people have to understand that while we didn't care about the Black Friday sales, the chance to get a console when it's first released, I'm not gonna pass up on that if I can.
I've actually started to wait. Like the last console that I actually went out and was like, I gotta have it as soon as it launches was the Switch because of Breath of the Wild. I had to have it. There was no way I wasn't gonna have it.
I waited like a good year. You drove you nuts because you were like, let's get them together. And I was like, I'm not spending that kind of money.
I'm glad I finally talked you into it because right before the pandemic hit, I finally got you into a Switch, and you were just like, thank you so much for getting me this console.
And it worked for that scenario, but back when you wanted me to get it, it was like I couldn't justify the cost.
And that's the thing. You have to justify what you're spending the money on. Yeah. And for me, my Switch is great. And now the one I have is not the original because I had a problem with the original one. I had to send it into Nintendo. And I will say this about Nintendo. Manufacturer warranty, they are excellent.
And their customer service is really nice.
Yeah, their customer service is top notch. They sent me the stuff that I needed to send it in. I sent it in, got it back, or I got a different one back because I took a picture of the serial number and I wanted to make sure what I got was either going to be the same thing or if it was going to be different. And they sent me I'm assuming a new one or a refurbished one that they had there, but it plays great. I don't have any trouble with it whatsoever.
Joy-Con drift still sucks.
Joy-Con drift happens to everything though, but I found a way. I found a way around that.
Yeah,
it's a little shady.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to share it. So
it's just really frustrating though, having a company that I've been playing since I was a little girl still not handle the issues that. I mean, I'm not interested in a new console right now because they still haven't fixed the issue.
Yeah.
I'm not going to shell out that much money on a newer Switch and still have to worry about my character moving when I don't want them to move.
Yeah, and that's Nintendo really needs to address the issue for that, but that's... I would advise if a new console comes out, unless there's a game that you absolutely have to play, you cannot wait. That is... You grew up playing Zelda, and Zelda's the thing that you're going to love until the day you die, or Mario, or whatever it is for you. Wait. Give it a year, give it like a year and a half if you can, or unless you can get a really good deal on it, because it gives them time to work out the bugs.
Yeah.
It gives them time to correct any errors in it, anything that could go wrong with it. Like the Switch, when they first came out, they had battery issues, and that's what I had. My console would perpetually say it was at 1% battery.
Wow.
No matter how long I was playing it, it would go. It started at 100, and then within an hour it'd be down to 1%, and then like, I'm going to keep playing until it shuts off.
Yeah.
And I could play for a long time on it. I was like, I have no idea what the battery is. And finally, I said, I'm not going to ignore this because it's going to start affecting, how I play and stuff. So I contacted Nintendo. They took it in, got me a new one. I don't have the problem with that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I was about at the end of my warranty when that happened. So within a year, I mean, that's why they give you that manufacturer warranty.
And I mean, I would like to look into a new console, especially with the games that are coming up, hopefully, fingers crossed, next year. But you gotta really justify that.
I'm gonna end up buying you a PlayStation, aren't I?
I don't know about PlayStation. I'm so used to my Xbox that it'd be hard for me to...
Is that game coming out for Xbox?
Dragon's Age, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I played Dragon's Age Inquisition on the Xbox.
I'll buy you a new Xbox.
No, stop it. This is the bad thing.
I spoiler.
I just, like I said, I feel like a lot of people use Black Friday for an excuse, though. And for me, the new consoles just look weird.
Yeah,
They're trying too hard to be futuristic, and they look weird.
I'm not, like, the Xbox...
You get
the Xbox, I'm not too...
rectangle or the vagina.
Yeah, it's exactly what I said it looked like. It looks like that sculpture that Ray's mom did in Everybody Loves Raymond. Because somebody said, it looks like Eva from WALL-E. And I was like, it kind of looks like the sculpture Marie did in Everybody Loves Raymond,
Yeah. So my brain is like, there's not a console currently that makes me go, I gotta have this. I'm loving my new laptop, actually.
Yeah.
And from what I've been hearing of the gameplay and everything that they've been given for Dragon's Age 4 currently, PC might not be a bad route for me to go, especially having the newest system that I have, but I don't know yet, because I've been so spoiled by the Xbox Play for Dragon's Age Inquisition that I really like having the controller. And if I can use my controller on my system, and since a lot of Microsoft integration has been going on, I don't know yet. I'm really torn.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to say, and that's the thing. I've been kind of ho-humming about actually buying a new Xbox, because it seems like they found a way to offer a new system without offering a new system. Like, you have the new Xbox, was it 1S?
Yeah, I think it's
1S and 1X?
1S, 1X.
Yeah. And
the rectangle, as I call it.
Yeah, and it's an update off of their old system, but they're still talking about, like, I still hear rumors about the Xbox Scorpio or some stuff like that. That's supposed to be the newer system that is going to have way better graphics and way better everything that's supposed to be coming out this year. And it's like, why would I buy, like, you guys are releasing it like anime releases box sets. Okay, here's the new system part 1, here's the new system part 2, and now you can buy the whole thing all together. Yeah, and it's like,
it's like, give us one system and make it worth
and it's
the
kind
price.
of like what Switch did recently. It's like they did some upgrade to the system, but they haven't addressed the Joy-Con drift.
They still aren't. They're the only current console that I know of that doesn't have direct capabilities to stream.
Yeah, and
I don't understand. I don't understand what Nintendo's issue is with that.
If they had to put that in, a direct way to stream from the dock, I'd have bought the new system.
Yep.
Because I'd have been like, hey, you know what? My system's still good, but I can keep it as a
backup. And
backup.
it directly correlates with the gameplay that you do.
Yeah.
For me, it's not a big deal because I don't stream a lot of my Switch games at all. It might get me playing Unite again if it did, so you can hear me bully other people, since obviously that's my issue. But my thing is...
Do you ever get a chance to be like, hey, Cal, do you want to play a game with me?
Obviously, I'm too intimidating for it.
Don't do it unless you're horribly competitive.
I like winning. But either way, if the Switch was more integrated with Twitch or YouTube or any of the online streaming things so that you could get that advertising, then maybe I'd be interested. I'm a Nintendo girl. I grew up with Nintendo products. Yeah. Nintendo is currently the only thing that vexes me now when it comes to it.
And it's like, I don't understand, because it's like they have such a good system. They have, like, the Switch did if the Switch had not done well, Nintendo would be like Sega right now.
Yeah.
They would have sold their intellectual properties to continue to make video games, but we would not have a Nintendo console anymore. We would have been playing, like I'd imagine Zelda would have gone to Microsoft, Sonic would have probably gone to PlayStation, and they would have paired up and just tore all up and everything else.
Exactly.
And it's like they got lucky that it did this, but now it's like.
And I have to say, handheld wise, Nintendo has been my go-to.
Yeah.
I know you like the Sony.
No, Nintendo's always been the go-to. I wish it was better. I wish they would take something out of Nintendo's book and actually do it with the Vita, and actually have kept it going.
But all my handheld products, all my current handheld products are Nintendo products. But the thing is, when I stream, it's my PC game.
Yeah.
When I stream, it's my Xbox because it's easy to do it.
Yeah.
You got me that Elgato. I finally got everything hooked up, and I got about 2 hours of Pokemon Shield or Swords gameplay before I was like, this is not worth the effort I put in to do this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to play this game enough to justify it.
And the bad part is like, especially with Mario Maker on Mondays and stuff, I enjoy it. I enjoy playing it, but it is a pain to make sure, because like now I'm starting to get kind of like a buzzing sound from my Elgato every once in a while.
Yeah.
And it's like,
this is not worth it.
yeah, it's like if you would just have it built into the dock, I wouldn't have to worry about it. And I would just have to worry if the dock goes bad, I could buy a new dock. But guess what? I can get a new dock from Nintendo.
Yeah. And the thing is, there are a lot of games that I thought would be on the Switch that aren't.
Yeah.
Like, I want the full Puzzle Bobble series. I love playing that game. It's a mindless game of popping bubbles and doing different puzzles until you get bored.
Bubble, bubble, bubble.
I love the music to it. I love Bib and Bub. I was hoping to get more of that. And then you've got games that I currently play on my phone that I wish Nintendo would get it together. I would play Slime Isekai Memories on the Switch. It would give me a reason to pick up my Switch.
There was
currently.
another slime game that I saw on there was Lord of Monsters, I think it was.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
No, it's not. It's different, but it's similar, but it's got the same characters and stuff, but I don't think it's available for us.
Yeah, and that's another thing. There are way too many games overseas that I want to play here now. Bring them over here.
Yeah, you could just set up a device for that region.
Yeah, for Pete's sake. They just need to stop shielding us out of this. If you like money, Nintendo, bring those games over here. I will give you my money.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they haven't done that with a couple of app games. Just adapt them to console and then boot them over.
Yeah.
But it's just like...
especially for Isekai Memories, it would work better on a console if it was available to me. The graphics are already there. The amount of world building is already there. It doesn't make sense that it's an app game. They would probably make more money if they had it for console.
Yeah, and have a way to link your account to it, because I would definitely play it on my Switch.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is like, gamers get an idea of what they want, what they'll put money into, but then the game companies are like, well, yeah, we don't want to do that because we hate money.
It's easier to just do it this way.
It must be nice to have enough money to be like, yeah, we're not going to do that because we don't like money that much. Because I guarantee you, if I had the know-how of how to do it, and I could do it, I would do some of the stuff myself, and then I could be like, oh, you know what, that's too hard. I'm not going to do that because I have enough money as this.
And I don't understand why we still don't have enough cross-console play. A lot of game companies are finally starting to get the program with it. Bungie being surprisingly one of them, because Destiny is constantly, every time I log on now, do you want to sign up for this? And now I can play my character from Xbox on my PC, and if I wanted to play it on your PlayStation. And it's weird.
I don't know because I know we have crossplay because that's how Travis plays. Yeah. He plays on his computer.
But allegedly, I can take Kalari and bring her over to my PC with no issue.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if we could actually hook up with Brian and he got a PlayStation. If he could actually if we could actually cross.
Brian, get your PlayStation. Let's find out, buddy. Download Destiny. Let's go shooty. Travis needs more people. He does.
Let's go shooty. Bang bang.
Yeah. Or girls just want to have fun while I snipe her.
Right.
That's normally what I do.
But,
and I will be in a Transformers Alliance. My tablet's not acting right, and it pissed me off. I was in the middle of a freaking battle when it decided to just
shut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I got that other one in case yours is just getting too... They had some that were on sale for...
Black Friday.
Yeah. And look, we've come full circle again.
That's the thing. I don't want to get into the habit of just buying for that day. I honestly get better deals when I buy ahead of time, and I like knowing what I'm going to get for you and kiddo ahead of time anyway, because we don't do like huge Christmas.
Right.
We put a few things under the tree, and then it's just relaxed.
Yeah, mostly for the kid. We use I already got you your Christmas present.
Got it early, and I'm still trying to. You have to get me that list.
I will.
Mister.
I will get you a list. I kind of have an idea of what I want, so I'll let you know.
Because I like knowing and getting it ahead of time. That way, it's the weight off my shoulders, and I'm done.
Yep.
You know, that's Christmas stuff is not done. Like,
I know everybody like as a kid, I loved having that big Christmas. Like you get the tree, you got all the gifts under the thing.
It's always an ordeal.
But as a kid, yeah, it's fun. But as an adult, it's not.
But for me, it wasn't, and I think it was different for me growing up than it was for you, because in my family, everything was done at a certain time. We got up, cleaned up ourselves, had breakfast first, and then presents. Everything was done as a routine on schedule because it was military style.
Yeah, we
so it wasn't like it was big, but it was just an ordeal. And
I think we did kind of the same thing. We got up. It wasn't gifts right away. We still had to have like something because everybody got together and talked and stuff. But we did presents, and then we did dinner. So like
no, it was breakfast and gifts.
Yeah.
Then dinner.
Well, because we were like we're like pets, you know, sitting there looking at the gifts, just shaking, waiting to open up the presents. And
we were trained not to touch them.
Oh yeah, well, so were we. But like, you'd be amazed at how close you can get.
Wow.
And not touching the gifts. So like, we were barely controlled chaos. So I think they established the thing of let's do the gifts first, so everybody can get everything, and then we'll have dinner, and then we'll just sit around talk, and the kids can play with their presents after dinner and everything.
And then even living with my godparents briefly, they changed it around a bit where you could do presents first and have breakfast, but it was always structured.
Yeah.
Here I still kind of do both, but it's just laid back.
Yeah.
The kid gets to open his gifts. We put the ones he wants to play with in his room. Everything else goes under the tree, and then I make breakfast. But it's still, I'm so used to the way my family did it that it's just not enjoyable for me.
Now, one year they screwed up and they got me an N64 when it first came out, and that was all they saw of me. That's like, as soon as I got it, I didn't care about what else was under the tree.
They made the mistake with the Game Boy with me with that, because I had a whole lot of gifts under there, and I started playing the Game Boy. I didn't want to do anything.
I think they were smart, and they knew which box it was, and they waited to give that to me last. But once it was like, okay, and the house we were living in at the time had an upstairs and a downstairs, and we set everything up downstairs because it was a little bit cooler, had more open floor space than upstairs, and we got some tables to set up for everybody to sit on. So we got I think we borrowed them from like the city hall or something, the big long platform tables or whatever, and. We actually, everybody went downstairs. I didn't. I was like, Dad, can you hook this up right now so I can play it? And he goes, yeah, and he hooked it up because I didn't know how to hook stuff to TV at the time. He hooked everything up for me, and then that's where I sat the rest of the day. I was like, are you going to come down and eat? I was like, I'm playing Mario 64.
And see, that's why I loved having that Game Boy, because unlike when I got the Nintendo that year where you're in your room until it was dinner time, and then you get... I wasn't not going to show up at the table because it wasn't worth the trouble.
Right.
But with the Game Boy, I could have it at the dinner table.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, Tim, put that down. Okay. And the radiator was right there, and it wasn't on, so I set the Game Boy on there, ate dinner quick, got back to my Game Boy.
Yeah.
So it was just like, that was the one year they regretted giving me that big present first.
I envy the kids that actually grew up with like the Game Boy Advance SP that had the backlight to it, because we had to do the little worm lights, or we had to sit underneath a lamp or something to play.
I sat underneath the lamp. I didn't care. I was just like, I was just in awe. I was like, I could, and Tetris was my game, so I played hours of it.
Oh yeah.
I just like hunched over it, playing Tetris in my own little world. I loved it.
Yep.
And it was just like one of the best holidays, despite having the routine.
Yeah, and I don't think people realize just how good the original Tetris is. Like, there's
I'm playing it right now, and I love it.
There's app games for it. The Switch has that Tetris 99, which is good. I nothing against it. To hook
it's
up
just not the same.
And play against 99 other people, and you have a little spot to save a piece on there. That is great. It's not a bad game, but there's just something iconic about that original Tetris.
The music, and just sitting there. You put it in the Game Boy Advance that you rebuilt for me, and you seen I spent hours just I felt like that regular show episode.
And to be fair, I didn't
All day,
I
every
didn't
day.
personally rebuild this for her. There was a seller on eBay that actually rebuilt it.
But you reconfigured it for me.
Sure.
All right, fine. I don't.
I'm just trying to
credit
figure
for
out. Like,
anything.
I don't think I did anything but put a sticker on it.
No, you fixed. There was a lighting issue and something else, and you took it apart, fixed
No,
the
that was,
issue,
that
and
was,
put it
that
together.
was the old one.
I thought you did that for mine.
No, I tried to do that for yours because I said, well, we got a good screen here, and it's just not everything else is wrong, and I took it apart because I refurbished mine, where I put a new shell on it and everything. But yours, for some reason, when I put the new screen in it, it wouldn't light up. But when I put it back in the other one, it would light up.
Yeah.
So I couldn't figure out what to do with that or nothing. So I just contacted the one person that got you your DS.
Yeah.
And they had one on there.
Which, thank you for that. I play in Momon thanks to you.
Yep. Yeah, she absolutely loves it, and she plays it almost every day.
Yeah.
And
I have all my consoles on the side of the bed, so I can easily access it depending on my mood.
Yep. And,
you know.
yeah, they were really nice too. They gave me a really good deal off on that because
And cute stickers.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's, we decorated our. They gave us really nice stickers, and we decorated our water bottles with them. So, not all of those are from them, but
yeah, a good chunk are. I
think this my favorite little Link one there in the front is.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing. It's like this. I know it's the holidays, and this is what we do during the holidays. And the kid, all he wants right now is build stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm looking into it, but I also want to get like a storage bin for his build stuff, so that, because if I step on the Lego, I'm gonna murder him. I'm not even joking.
Like I said, just make it clear. Like, if this is on the floor, you're losing them for a week.
Yeah.
And that's it.
If not, me burning them in the pit in the backyard, because I am over. I have stepped on so many hard, sharp, pointy, buildy things from Legos to Connects that I'm not doing it anymore. And I told them, if it happens, you will cry because I'm going to burn them in the backyard. I am done. Fire pit.
I'm not going to be a part of this. I'll be standing by with a fire extinguisher.
I'm GenX. Childhood trauma is a whole. It's character building.
Right.
And if I have to deal with the pain of stepping on a toy that shouldn't be on my floor in the first place, he's gonna cry.
Right.
Because I am so tired. I am tired of that. I can still. I get reflective pain from stepping on
right.
stuff. And it's not even like, oh, you went into his room and stepped on it. Because in his room, even though I want his room to be neater, that's at least an excuse. I shouldn't be on my way to the bathroom and stepping on a freaking Lego.
Right.
And if that's going to be the case, that I need, to show him that this isn't it.
Well, no, that's the whole thing is you take care of your stuff. Yeah. And if it's just in the middle of the floor somewhere, that's not taking care of it.
Exactly. Especially if it's in the middle of the floor anywhere else in the house. And, if I let him, he would have his toys even in this room. And we got enough of our own stuff, as y'all can clearly see.
I've got my own toys that I need to put out.
Yeah.
And, you're my favorite.
Oh, God.
I play with you every day.
Stop it! And this is why we're rated for mature audience.
Oh, no, this is not why.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
That's why.
Speaking of which, Kiddo was funny last night, though. We were watching The Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah, Amazing World of Gumball.
And there was a scene where
the principal
and the teacher was trying to have, what
was the teacher's name? I can't remember.
Miss Simeon?
Yeah, Miss Simeon, yeah.
We're having a sexy moment, and this R&B music came on, and there's this sexy talk. My son comes up to the door, hears that music, looks at us, nope, and does an about face that had me roaring.
And it was funny because it wasn't an immediate nope. It was come in, see the TV, hear the music playing, seeing what's on the TV, and then he sat there and he thought about it for a second. I was like, nope, and then just right out.
It was hilarious. The fact that his brain could put that together like that made me laugh, because in my family there was no filter.
Right.
They loved even my grandparents loved making us cringe talking about certain things that we didn't want to think about, because they got laughs from our horrified faces. So it just reminded me of that. Right. And it was like, we didn't even do anything. No, we could have.
We're just watching the TV, laughing at it. Like, it's like, oh my God, they're really not going to do this, are they? And yeah, they really went there with it. And it was just like...
And the way he just noped it, I was like, "You're lucky you got a chance to nope it." I was like this at my grandmother one year, like, "Please stop talking, stop it."
The thing you're doing, you need to stop talking.
Cause she, it was like manna for her soul to just like overshare certain things. I was like, "This is not good." I don't want to hear this.
I used to do that at work too. I used to like sneak up on people and scare them, and it was just like.
But
like,
this isn't scary in the sense of boo. This is scary in the sense of grandma and grandpa sharing certain intimate details that I didn't want to know.
But I think that's the fun you get when you become a grandparent. I think that's like one of the
fun is baking cookies and kissing boo-boos. Fun is not letting me know how you got your mojo.
Fun is baking cookies and telling the kids about the mojo. How you like them cookies?
No. And it was at this point Tim realized that she's probably not gonna have any more because Axion's already like giving off all the warning signs that he's gonna traumatize any potential offspring.
All I'm saying is that is a perk of you make sure you have to do like everything for them the first couple of years. That is your reward, is to traumatize them later so that they can traumatize their kids.
And that's how
later.
you end up with psychos like me.
And you're beautiful.
No, you stop. You say that
the world needs more people like you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There'd be a lot less crazy people.
I'm certified there.
Well, I meant the the bad kind of crazy.
I just keep it together better than most. And I say that as somebody who has literally weighed the options of I should just go off the deep end. What do I have to lose? And that was before I became a mom. Now that I'm a mom and I'm in a stable relationship, I weigh the odds still a bit better.
I'm stable.
And the scale is leaning towards just keep it together a bit heavier. But there have been days where it's like, you know what? Let's just go fuck stuff up. What could happen?
I'm the stable
What's
one.
gonna happen?
I'm the voice of reason here.
You're not the voice of reason. You're the reason why I just haven't gone off the deep end yet.
That plant in the neighbor's window there looked creepily like a torso.
Oh. I never look at their...
It looked like somebody was staring at us.
I never really look at their window.
Like right now, if someone's staring at us, it better be on that side of the screen.
Wow. You're a mess.
But to get back on topic of Black Friday stuff, if y'all are going to go out and actually be in that madness, and you don't have to be, if you have to be out and you're not an employee that works for a retailer that has to be there, because that's the thing, they don't give you a choice when you're an associate at a place. You are basically told, hey, we need people to work this day, you can't have any time off.
They don't give you any holiday
that whole week.
Leave,
you are not allowed to put in for any time off.
Calling in sick is at your own risk.
Yep. Perfect example, I was a department manager.
I worked with a head cold.
I was running the department, and I was under so much stress because I had no support whatsoever. And myself and the store manager probably disagree greatly on this, but when I come in and they're like, well, if you need any help, let us know. And I was like, I need help. And they were like, okay, well, do your best you can until we can get you some help. And then there's this like, why are you failing? It's because you haven't given me help. And it's like, well, you're just going to have to deal with it. And it's like, what's your routine like? And it's like, my routine's not the problem. I don't have enough people to run the stuff effectively. And the way that it all worked out and everything, I made sure I was there the entire week. I was there for Black Friday. The next day after, I took a sick day. I was having chest pains. I was not feeling good about it or anything like that. And I was like, you know what? I hate to do this because I know today's a lot of cleanup, but I need a day. So I took it. And I came back the next day, and did that manager go up one side of me and down the other. Called me everything but a good associate. It was like, I know why you did it. You figured it was just cleanup and then all this other stuff. And I was just like, that was a thought. But the main part was I was not feeling well, and I didn't want to be here because of that. You know, it's like, how do you come in when you're not feeling good? Then you got to worry about a customer saying something to you that
is either rude, inappropriate, or a combo of both.
And I slept most of the day. Like, I woke up, I remember just long enough to do the call-in procedure, and then I went back to sleep, and I slept until probably 2 o'clock. And I had some text messages from everybody being like, oh, hey, man, so-and-so was really upset that you weren't here. It's like, sorry, I needed a day. Was my personal health at risk for this? And then
And
to
chest
go in,
pains are no joke.
yeah, and to go in and like the chest pains were not like, it wasn't like, oh my god, but it was just like the anxiety and the stress of everything that I was
And
doing.
you don't have to downplay what you were feeling. I think people
I always
need to
downplay.
understand that it's matters that you can't do something, and setting those boundaries is an important part of being an adult.
Yeah, but
A lot of people don't want you to do that. A lot of people, especially when you work jobs like retail, want you to feel like, well, I don't have a choice in the matter. I've got to do this. My health isn't important. This isn't important. One of the things that was freeing about being over 40 and getting to the daggone near middle of 40 was me realizing my boundaries are just that. Protecting my peace is just that. And what I'm not going to put up with. And work in retail showed me a lot of stuff that I will not put up with.
yeah,
If I got hired back into like a retail thing, it would only to be fired gloriously, because the first time somebody said some of the things that they used to say to me in
Yeah.
retail, I would tell them off
yeah.
without even breaking a sweat.
I gotta say, I really thought about
If
it.
not haul out, punch them.
I really thought about it because I was just like, it'd be nice to get back into a place, get in good where everybody's just like, hey, that's a really good employee you got there, and then just go off like I didn't get to.
And I mean, it's not that I want to do that. It's just the amount of asinine and absurd things that you've gone through just trying to do your job.
Yeah.
Getting yelled at because somebody didn't like the cost of something. Or having a vegan guy keep you on the phone for 45 minutes and sing you the songs of vegan lifestyle. I like meat. And I don't care if it upsets somebody. I ate a burger for lunch, and I will probably have chicken tonight. Deal with it. I'm just over people who are just like, I've got this lifestyle that works for me, but I'm not happy with that. I've got to make sure you do it too.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, you're a horrible person. I'm okay being a horrible person.
Yeah.
I'm okay being a horrible person, just in case that doesn't translate well to people.
And that's the other thing that's kind of funny about retail work is, and before I forget, the manager did apologize to me the next day, but it's like, when you're
Damage is done.
When you're that stressed out, the damage is done. Like, the fact that they came back to me and said, hey, sorry, that shouldn't have happened like that and everything like that, and I was just like, I appreciate what you're doing, but it would have been better to me if you would have been like,
if you had thought about it
you,
before you said those things.
Are you okay? Are you feeling all right? Because I know you said you were having some trouble. At the time when I was working that job, I'd wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I have to work at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I would be so stressed out about work that like I would wake up with my heart just pounding, and I couldn't go back to sleep. So I would lay there from 2 to 6 trying to get back to sleep and not be able to. And then go in, work 7 o'clock in the morning until sometimes 5:30 because we were short-handed or something came up and I needed to work over because a task had to be accomplished before I left, and then do it all over again the next day. So it's like working until you're exhausted and you pass out, knowing that when you go back in, you're going to get asked, how come this didn't get accomplished and how come this didn't get accomplished? And specifically tell people that are working for you, hey, this needs to be done. And then you get in and it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, that task you needed me to get done didn't get done, and I piled it up with the other stuff. And it's just like, if you're going out into a retail place, especially now, have some compassion for the people that are working there. They don't want to be there any more than you want to be there, especially on Black Friday. They want to be home with their families, and they don't get to do that until you get to go home and be with your family.
And that's the thing. I don't think people realize that even beyond the holidays, work in retail can be tough. Some people really form weird interpersonal relationships with us, and I made the joke last week, but it really isn't a joke. We're really not paid to be your friends. We don't remember you that well. And if we do remember you, it isn't for good things. I had a lady keep me on the phone for 6 hours. She called from Kentucky because the place I worked had multiple stores in multiple states. I learned more about her personal history than I should ever know about another human being that I'm not related to or involved with. She told me about losing children, to not being able to carry them full term and other things. And I was like, I just wanted to know what you needed in the store.
Yeah.
why are you unburning? Why are you unpacking? And she got me through my full entire shift, so I was thankful for it because,
Yeah.
you know,
One call for your whole shift, but then they
yeah.
look at you and go, "Why were you on one call for your entire
And
shift?"
it was their rule. I couldn't hang up. I wanted to. I was horrified, but they wouldn't allow us to hang up from that. So it was like I was a prisoner to this lady who heard my sympathetic, civil tone and thought, I can use this situation to unburden myself. And a lot of people do that. And we aren't there for that. Hey, Zai.
Hey, Zai, how's it going?
In chat. We are there to help you get an item, to do a return, to process a refund if that's our thing. We're there to guide you to an aisle or help you ring something up. We are not there to be your friend.
Oh. And that's the thing. It's like, you guys may think, like, there has been people that, like, I know that, like, the person that was talking to you for 6 hours probably hung up the phone and was like, wow, that was such a nice lady. I feel great after talking to her. I hope I brightened her day. And it's like, you guys don't realize that that is not brightening our day. Sometimes, yeah, there could be a situation where it does brighten someone's day to have somebody nice to talk to.
And I've had calls like that where it was geek stuff, and yeah. I'm telling you, I know a lot of geeks have anxiety about doing that. Mm-hmm. One of the best customer service things I had was talking to a guy about Zelda stuff and Magic the Gathering cards. Because they don't think that people like us work in retail, but a lot of us geeks, that's our jobs.
Yeah.
So when you call us and you want to talk comics and stuff, that to me is a way better call than that is right.
I know.
It's fine.
But it lights you up a lot better because everybody was having, like, I'm having trouble seeing you on the screen, so I figured that would help.
I'm the darkness. I don't care. It's fine. Leave it. But the thing is, I feel like a lot.
It's hard not to stare at it.
I wasn't going to. I was training my brain away, and now you did that.
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Like I was trying to say, the thing is, even those calls, though, keep it to a bare minimum. We are not there to be your friends. But it is very more enjoyable for me to talk with somebody that's excited about an item instead of yelling at me. Like the guy who made caramelized cookies, but didn't realize that the caramel could come out of the cookies and was mad at us for his cookie tray getting damaged. And it was like, you don't know how to put on a liner? How is that my fault?
Yeah, you didn't grease the pan at all?
I don't think so.
It's like, you know, caramel,
but
like... when
his stupidity is obviously my fault.
No, and that's the thing, is like, people take, like, I've had people come in and be like, well, so-and-so, I don't want to talk to so-and-so because they sold me this thing and it doesn't work right. I want to talk to you because you look like you more like you know what you're doing. I was like, could you be more offensive?
Yeah.
First of all. And second of all, if you'd have gotten me, I'd have done the same thing. You'd be having this conversation with them as opposed to having it with me right now. Mm-hmm. So it's like, the people that are there, and I get, yeah, you're going to get on occasion a crappy person to help you. Like, they don't care about their job, they're just there for the paycheck, and they're going to do everything. But 9 times out of 10, you're not getting that person. If you do get that person, it's probably just a bad day for them.
Yeah.
You know, like, try to keep it simple. You know, a kind word goes a lot further than being like, well, you suck at your job. I was like, try their job. If you think somebody's job is easy, try it. I guarantee you, having to do retail, we had a lady that came in, couldn't figure out the hiring process. Okay. Like the application. It was all done, at the time, it's all done online now, so I could fill out an application on my computer right now if I wanted to. But at the time, they had a kiosk in the store. So you had to do it from that kiosk. And she couldn't figure out how to get into her account on there because you have to make a username and a password. She tried once, twice, 3 times, I guess, and then she got so upset she called the manager over and ran up and down that manager for a good 20 minutes. And I told Cal the story, and I was just like, you know you're not getting the job now, right? Because you just proved to us that you cannot handle a stressful situation. That is part of the application. That is part of the applying process to see, can you handle unexpected situation or difficulty when it comes up and not lose your cool.
And I mean, I tell people all the time, I will take in a lot of stuff like a sponge, and disrespect, so-called jokes, all that stuff builds up. And I remember being a cashier a long time ago in the South, and it just all built up. And I had this very rude lady look at me and go, "You must not be from here." Granted, she looked like she wasn't from here.
Right.
So that was even more than nerve.
Yeah.
And I was like, what part of my accent makes me sound like I'm not from here? Because, the New York comes out when I'm angry, but it was even heavier when I was younger and just moved from New York. So I was like, I was born and raised here. Mm-hmm. You're mad at me because something didn't ring up the way you wanted to. We can go outside and fight right now, because that was my mentality. Yeah. If I was angry, fighting was just the easiest method to cool down.
Right.
And I remember being pulled off the line. I thought I was going to get fired, but I didn't. Because they knew I'm a good employee, but you only can take so much disrespect and constant people acting like you're beneath them because you're working in retail. And I was going to school.
Yeah.
And I don't look down at retail. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, I got a college degree. I can't bring somebody's groceries out. You do what you got to survive, and that job is not easy. Knowing the prices and stuff, ringing up stuff, dealing with people's attitude, oh, it didn't ring right, it's free, right? Having the wherewithal to put on a smile when you really just want to slam their face into your cash register takes a lot. And you need to have more respect for the people that do that. Stop thinking that they're just, they're low level people. Because that's the attitude a lot of you bring to this.
And these same people that people are like, well, it's just a retail job. These are the essential workers that you had to have last year.
Yep.
These are the people that went in, regardless of the danger to their health, their family's health, their own psyche, and did all this stuff so you could, buy the TV that you needed, the groceries that you needed. These are the people that said, yes, this is a dangerous situation, but I'm willing to do it. And they don't get any recognition from this.
It says a lot about our society, though, where we look down on people for where they work.
Yeah.
I don't look down on anybody.
No. I was like, I am grateful for every person that is in a service industry job, for them going in and doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
I was like,
And factory.
Yeah, and factory. If I ever have to call up a place and be like, hey, listen, I'm in a tough situation. I am highly aggravated. I am going to try my best not to take it out on you. If it does slip out, if my aggravation does come out, it's not you. I want you to know that. I was like, I'm just mad at the situation.
Even the last situation where I had to deal with customer service, that was food delivery. Mm-hmm. And DoorDash, y'all are getting on my nerves with some of these drivers.
Yeah.
We don't live in a really bad neighborhood at all.
No.
There's absolutely no reason for them to be so afraid to drive and drop off stuff at our house.
Yeah.
So that's been a gripe lately. DoorDash, get your shit together with that.
Right? And there's no way they leave feedback on there. Yeah. I tried to do it because I was like, you know what? I get that you left feedback for the driver. I was like, I want to talk to somebody about this because that was bullcrap. Yeah. That was our dinner, and they just left it on a porch 2 houses down and didn't tell us nothing. So, I wanted to talk to somebody. There's no way to do it. You have to have the order on your account to talk to anybody about that order. And you couldn't even find an order number.
No, they don't give order numbers anymore.
Yeah.
Notice that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But there was one guy that called DoorDash. I hate calling them. I'm like Cal in this regard. I hate talking on the phone with them because I'm going to get somebody that is going to be like, oh, well, we don't find it on your account. And I know the routine. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to be transferred. I'm going to be transferred again. And then it's like, is it worth the time? Mm-hmm. And it's like...
It's very rare that I get it. The only time I've ever got excited to call customer service was for Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo customer service was just...
Oh, yeah.
I've always had good conversations with them. It's always been pleasant.
I was talking to the guy. I think it was the transfer from my old 3DS to my new 3DS. And I was like, hey, I'm trying to get the transfer to go through, but I can't get it to work right, and I'm kind of having trouble with it. Can you help me out? And he goes, absolutely. You got both systems? I go, yep. And we talked for a good half hour past.
Yeah.
And we were just talking geeky stuff about video games and stuff like that. And I was just like, hey, man, I really appreciate all the work you did on this. I love talking to you guys. And he goes, oh, it's no problem.
Like the one lady about my Pikachu 3DS and getting kiddos account squared away. It was just a good experience. Mm-hmm. And I know that not every customer service thing is meant for good experiences, but I try to remember since I worked it, even when I'm having a bad experience, like whenever I have to call a bank for something, they're there to help.
Yep.
They are not the reason why I'm having this problem. They don't represent the whole company as a whole. They're just there to do their job.
Yeah.
So when I treat them kindly and with respect, my issues get solved faster.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't believe that, but they really do, because that's what they're there for.
And that's the thing. Like, I think people like, hey, I'm mad at this company, so I'm going to go take it out on the faces of the people that I see. I was like, that's not the company.
Mm-mm.
That is somebody just trying to do their best at their job,
Yeah.
so that they can feed their families.
Yeah.
And like, I had one guy that it wasn't Black Friday, but he was going up and down one of my friends, just landed just like and I can't remember what he was angry about, but he was ticked off.
But it's a rotary phone, was it?
No, it wasn't rotary phone. That was Brian's story. I love telling that story though. But like, I saw she was getting like a little upset with it, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna involve myself. And I normally I go like 2 aisles over and I kind of watch. So I was like, this is gonna be a fun story to tell in the break room. But I was just like, I can't just walk away and let them handle this by themselves. So I injected myself into the situation, and I was just like, sir, what's going on? And he started yelling at me, and I was like, sir, I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, a lot different than I am.
Like, sir, I'm going to ask you nicely not to use that language. There is a child not 3 feet from you who does not need to hear that kind of language in a store. And I thought it was his daughter at first and stuff. And I was like, it turned out, no, it wasn't. Because the person
That's even worse.
Yeah, the person I stepped in for, I said, go see if she needs help. Go help her with this. And she was completely unrelated to the situation, and he just kept going. I was like, okay, let me get a manager for you. So I got on my walkie-talkie, contacted a manager. Manager came over and said the same thing to him. He goes, sir, I'm willing to help you out, but if you keep using that language, I'm going to go from helping you to escorting you out of the building.
And see, that's the one thing that I do love about the South. The first time he started with the belligerent and the cussing, he would have been asked to leave.
Yeah.
And not nicely either, because they just didn't play that. It shouldn't even gotten to the point where a manager had to step in except to tell them, your attitude is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And we're not going to take it. I had a customer just like creepily in the store, just kept going. And I remember going to the manager, it's like, look, I don't normally make these kind of complaints, but I can't do my job like this.
Yeah.
Guy got escorted out, not allowed back into the store.
Yeah.
So I did love working in the South for that, and I don't know if they still do it that way in a lot of their stores, but the chain that I worked for, it was a big grocery store supermarket, probably one of the more popular ones down there. They were serious about that, and I liked that. They were also serious about if you were a female and you worked at night, making sure you escorted to the car too, because there was like a rash of crazy stuff that went on.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make sure that employees were looked after.
Part of no longer working customer service that I like now is yell at the employees.
Oh no, not Kroger, the other one. I love shopping at Kroger, but I work where shopping is a pleasure.
Yeah.
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 I don't like name dropping them, but yeah. I'm pretty sure just saying that tagline, a lot of people who probably still work for them know what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to say where I work.
They make the best sandwiches, I will say that.
Yeah. I'm not going to say where I work, but everybody knows where I work.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like this year when you go out for if you're going out for Black Friday, I personally advise shop online, do it early.
Go do the Cyber Monday.
Monday if you're worried about it. Check multiple websites. Odds are you're going to find a better deal online than if you were to go stand in a store. And if you do, like, let's say, no, I want to stand in the store.
Be safe.
Be safe, but don't go in the day of the sale. Go in like the next day or the day after that. They have sales like multiple days, and sometimes people bring stuff back that they picked it up because they thought they needed it, and it turned out that they really didn't want it. It was a hype sale, and it turned out that, you know what, I don't want it. You can usually get what you want within that week of sales. You just have to be a little smart about it.
I wonder how many people really want it. I don't know if they're just led by it, that constant stream of advertising and other people's egging on. Because a lot of times you buy something and you're like, I'm not even going to use this.
Yeah.
Why did I get this crap? And that's why I make it clear every year. if you're gonna get me a gift, let it be something I can get use out of.
Yeah.
You know, this year you've been really good with that. You got me stuff that not only that I could use, but stuff that actually. Stop. And the only other thing that I could possibly want, and I'm holding off on getting it, is a wok.
Yeah.
I do want to get a new one of those. Because I use that one cauldron like pot to do my rice and stuff, but I would like to actually get a wok eventually. Yeah. I'm afraid to say that around your mom because she tends to go overboard with the gifts.
You're going to get 3 woks.
Yeah. Because she's not going to be sure what size or what color, so I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't need anything. I'm good.
You say wok, and my brain just, doggone Mongolians. Break down my city walls.
You're so crazy. It really is. I miss having one. We have one in my family for the longest time, and you could do so much with it, you know, cooking wise. You think I cook chicken good now? Wok chicken is just amazing.
I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna do a pun off of wok, but
please don't.
It's just I feel like it would cheapen the show. Really, I mean. I feel like everybody would be upset. My mom gave me the one she got in the Philippines.
Nice. See? I'm about to make part of the filling for my lumpia. Pissed off at the store. They told me they had the bean sprouts that I needed, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can get these delivered, and then the only store that offers delivery is the store that said they weren't in.
Yeah, no, those bean sprouts are, like, do they have to be refrigerated?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're, like, in the store, they're in the refrigerated section.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I mean, you can set them out for a bit. Yeah, I'm making lumpia. That's a comfort food. Yeah. But they said they had them, and I bought them there at least once.
Yeah.
And it's like, I should just went to the Asian market, just went in for a few minutes. Normally, that place isn't really super crowded. I could have went in, grabbed what I needed, maybe got some extra dumplings and got out. But it's just like, I don't feel comfortable going inside stores still.
Yeah, and that's the problem, because I was just like, well, I could probably stop at, like, the other one over by where we got lunch and stuff, and I could have just ran in and got it, but I was like, A, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. B,
I don't know where it is in the store. And C, I was like, then I got to go in and be around people, and I am still not comfortable being around people. I mean, it was hard
even getting vaccinated.
Yeah, it was hard enough going in to get the shots than to sit there and actually go in there and have to deal with people or look around for something.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially something you probably would have been on the phone. Tan, I can't find the lumpias. I'm looking for lumpia. You're looking for bean sprouts.
That's the first time when my sister made it. She stopped from the Philippines, trying to connect with culture. That's
nice. Cool. See, my family is like integrated. My aunts and stuff moved over and married the family here from Texas, and it's just a blazing experience. So we got a lot of different cultural foods that we've mixed up, and lumpia was just a family staple that, you know, got passed down. My auntie taught my mom taught me, and I taught my cousins and stuff, and we all know how to make it.
There's got to be a way that we can get some shipped to the house, though.
I'm ready to start growing my own. I got to figure out that there's a lady that had a YouTube video on how to do it. I'm just going to start growing my own, because the problem with bean sprouts is a lot of people doing their weird macrobiotic stuff started eating them raw. You're not supposed to do that.
Right.
First of all, they have to be rinsed properly, and you've got to cook them, whether they're steamed, stir-fried, or whatnot. You got to cook them. And a lot of people are like, oh, I could just eat these raw. Now, when I was a kid, every once in a while, you know, cleaning them, when my mom was making the lumpia filling, I would sneak and eat one or two. But you're not supposed to do them.
Right.
And they tell you you're not. But some people, especially over here in America, gonna do what they want, and now a lot of stores don't sell them because there was a salmonella outbreak and some other outbreaks because people aren't eating them properly.
Yeah.
And the canned ones are garbage. Pancit is so delicious. I love it. I got my noodles. I can make a big thing of it, but I can't eat seafood. My mom used to make it with a lot of seafood. I'd have to make it with like chicken and beef and stuff instead. You know, and then I love soups, so I will be making a lot of noodle-based, hot pot-like soups and stuff to get me through these cold weather months.
I'm going to be drinking a lot of hot chocolate.
Yeah, I'll make you some hot chocolate. I've got... and baking.
Insert inappropriate hot chocolate joke right now.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I just get upset because it's like that's the second time, especially after saying I was not going to shop with that chain anymore.
Yeah.
That I was like, I really just want this.
And that's the problem. Is like I saw that happen. I was like, she broke down and she said, you know what? Because I want this bad enough, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And they're just like kicking dirt on her right now.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh,
they just justified me not buying with them anymore.
Not gonna stick to your guns, are you?
Yeah.
Well, we're here. We're not gonna have it now.
Exactly. And it's like, it's the one thing I really, it just ties most of my dishes together. When I put it in soup, it elevates soup. When I put it in the lumpia, it elevates the lumpia. Bean sprouts are just a really good addition to a lot of the vegetables and stuff I put in there too. And it's hard to get.
Yeah.
And like I said, the canned stuff is just gross.
Yeah.
There's something in the water that they use, and the bean sprouts are all soggy. It is not the same. I've got a can of La Choy in there that I just can't use them. I try rinsing them. I try soaking them in vinegar. Nothing gets that can taste out of them.
Yeah.
It's just better fresh.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. Is like whenever you put something in a can, it inevitably is going to take something from that can.
Yeah.
And it's like that may be the only way you can actually transport it safely or whatever, but it's like you got to find a better way.
Yeah. And it's just better fresh to me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I'm upset, but I can still make it without the bean sprouts. It's just not, it's going to miss that crunch and that taste that I like.
We'll have to figure out a way to get you some bean sprouts. Because we're first of all going to have to stop my brain going, like, let's order some lumpia so you can make your lumpia. Because that's what my brain does. My brain focuses on one word the incorrect way.
It's okay. It's still sweet, though. I think that was the sign from the kid.
Like, what is he doing? Just pressing against the door and walking away?
Yeah, like, are we gonna have
like,
dinner yet?
Excuse me.
What are you
Bet
doing?
you wish you would have paid attention when I was showing you how to microwave a pizza now, huh?
All we gotta do is fire up R&B music. He'll make a complete about face.
Put on some Barry White.
Oh, it's funny. But yeah.
Nope.
I know. All that talk about food, you probably like, where is it?
You guys are talking about it. I want some dinner. Some food on the plate.
But for real, I hope that with the holidays coming up that you are all having a good meal if you can and doing it your way, because that is the one thing.
The main thing this holiday season, just be safe. Don't be that person that goes out and abuses the poor person at the retail establishment that you're going to shop. And
I'm telling you, this is the year of karma.
Yeah.
It will come back.
Yeah, and if you're the retail person, just take a breath, man. It's gonna be hard. Just if you can find 5 seconds to just go off the sales floor somewhere and just take a deep breath and calm yourself, it'll help.
And see, I didn't mind it being busy. I actually preferred busier days because it went by faster. It was just busy days with nonstop rude people.
We don't mind busy. Busy is good in retail.
Yeah.
A slow day sucks because you got to find stuff to do, and they want you to do stuff that you haven't done before. They'll put you in different parts of the store that are busier than your part of the store. A busy day is not a bad day.
Yeah.
And most of the people that are working on Black Friday are happy for it to be that busy because the shift does go by rather quick, even though you're not
in the
doing
middle
anything
of the trenches.
anything that you want to do, obviously. But there is always something to do, so you're constantly busy, and before you know it, your shift is over.
Yeah.
But it's the rude people, the nasty people that are like, I don't want to be here, so I'm going to take it out on you. I was like, well, guess what? You don't want to be here.
People who bring their kids. Why would you bring your kids to a Black Friday event? They don't need to be there. They're screaming, they're crying, they're touching stuff. No.
Running around, throwing stuff all over the place.
Leave your kids at home.
I was like, if you can, like, there's no excuse nowadays. You can do 90% of your shopping online, if not 100%.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to have to go into a retail place and be a jerk to people.
Exactly. But then to bring your little crotch demons in there and have them acting a fool, like, nah, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly, Zai. The only people that have to be there are the people that work there. If you come in and I don't want to be here dealing with all this stuff, then don't be here.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that you want, you're going to be able to buy next week for the same price as you're getting it now.
You know?
It's not worth it.
I think the only people that really benefit from Black Friday are the ones that buy out stuff and then jack the prices up online. And don't be those people.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Don't be that person that buys 3 of something. If you get lucky and you get a hot ticket item and you want it, fine, buy it for yourself. Don't be that person that takes from a little kid that wanted something and you're just doing it for a profit.
Yeah.
That's someone's Christmas. That's somebody's, like, hey, I bought all 5 packs of these rare Magic cards. I was like,
yeah. Are you going to use them? No.
What about the person that actually wanted that to play with, not the person that was going to be like, I'm going to hike up the price and sell it for, twice as much.
Yeah, a lot of Scrooges, man, for real.
I
don't get it.
I don't get it either. But I want the cards. It's different if you were gonna play with the cards. If you want the cards because you're gonna open them and play with them, that's a whole nother matter. But if you're getting it just so that you can be like, hey, I put this card up on eBay so that I can make 3 times of what it cost me to buy all the packs on there, that's kind of a jerk move.
Man, there's a lot of people that did that, like with the Switch. Yeah. I'm glad I got the Switch when I did right before the pandemic, because people went and bought all of them out and then went online and sold them for ridiculous prices.
Yeah. I understand I haven't done that before. I bought like a card set specifically because I was like, I'm going to hold on to it, flip it, and sell it, but I bought one.
Yeah.
I only bought one of those for that purpose. As like, if it's something I wanted, then yeah, I bought 2. Yeah. But I wanted one too.
Yeah.
But I didn't go off to the store and be like, I'm going to buy all these.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't run into the store and be like, I'm going to buy all these Zelda Skyward Sword controllers.
Yeah. You would have if you could have.
I probably would have. But the difference is, I would have given them out to gifts to friends, though.
Yeah, that's true. Because you did that with the Amiibo.
Yeah, I bought the card for the Amiibo, and I got one for True.
Yeah.
Because I know he was going to be hunting for it.
Exactly. And like I said, if I knock on wood win any of those lotteries, I'll be buying a whole lot of stuff for the friends. I'm not joking. I dreamt of snow clear as day last night too, so
yeah,
took that as a sign. I was like,
I'll tell you about that later.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I saw you looking something up, and I was curious.
Yeah, I pulled out the dream book because it was just such a clear thing of snow, and I seen it out the window. I was like, snow, and it wasn't this house. That was the weird thing about it. But it was a house we were comfortable enough to be in our pajamas, and then I just went outside, started touching snow, and I was like, I would not do that.
How long were we in our pajamas for?
You stop it. One for me, one for the crew.
2 for me, 2 for the crew.
Oh, trust me, Zach, if I hit either one of those lottos, you definitely will get a PS5.
Right.
You might even get a house near us, because I need more people around me that actually want to live near.
I'm going to have to veto that. I think having you two together would be
We are exactly the same personality. I think it would be magic.
As cute as it would be to see you two bond like sisters, I don't think the universe could take it.
Fuck the universe. It's all about us. But yeah, for real though, I am looking forward to the holidays being over, honestly though.
Yeah. And I gotta say, this year's gone by pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that, we'll get through this winter, we'll get into next summer, and stuff will start going a bit better than what it has been the last couple of years. But if I come you guys can have fun together.
Yeah.
Do you really want to give me somebody to play off of, though? I mean, aren't I temperamental enough just on my own?
Oh, Lord. My brain is just like, the two of you in stereo, I'm going to be side-eye and just mama head shaking. It's like, no.
I don't think your head could shake that much. I'm terrible if you give me an audience.
I know.
You guys are so alike. See, that should be dangerous. That's going to be dangerous because I guarantee you this is how it's going to go. You know what? You just had an idea. You're damn right I had an idea. Let's go.
It's going to be like that episode of Archer with Krieger and his counterpart.
Yeah.
You tried to make me that the other day, and I was like, that's not how that works. I'm not that character type.
I am sure that everybody would benefit from an apple orange.
No, they would not.
Yes.
And you're not touching any of my seeds now.
Come on, I can cross-pollinate them.
No.
I have no idea what that means. I will never have used that word before in my life, but I can guarantee I can make it happen.
You're not touching anything in my garden.
I just got to come up with a fun name for it.
No, stop talking. Not doing it.
Apple orange?
Oh my gosh, no.
Orangeables? Orangeables sounds good.
You're gonna see me on the episode Snap, y'all.
Or apples.
You're not touching my
Or
garden.
apples.
Stop it.
That's going to be it. I'm going to cross-pollinate an apple and an orange, and we're going to call them or apples.
I was in a gardener's society in Durham for a brief thing, and they accidentally crossed pumpkins with watermelon because they had the things too close together, and it was horrific. You don't mix certain things together. It just won't work.
You can't cross those because it would be gourd awful.
All right, y'all. We get ready to wrap this up before I murder Axiom on stream and we end up losing everything.
Crapples. See?
Oh, good lord. I can't.
See? It's going to be a thing.
Or apples.
Or apples. Though they probably taste really crappy, so crapples is probably the best way.
This is terrible.
What if I...
Stop encouraging him, Zai!
What if I was able to cross-pollinate it in such a way that it's like those chocolate oranges that you get during the holidays that you slam and it breaks apart?
You're not touching my garden, dear.
I don't need your garden. I just need an apple and an orange.
I'm getting. Good night, everybody.